All right, good morning, everybody. AJ, it's always a pleasure, man. Nice to see you again. All right, so it's hard to believe, about a month ago, we planted the garden. Remember how it was kind of cool? It seemed like it rained pretty much every day, and everyone was wondering, when was summer gonna happen? And we talked, the switch would flip, and sure enough, that switch is starting to flip now, and it's gonna kick in. But in the meantime, we've had a lot of dry weather, and so we're talking about watering, we're talking about keeping the garden, going. So let's get a garden update and then talk about watering to keep everything green.
Yeah. So the garden is looking, actually it's looking great. So the groundhog has been kept away, which is a beautiful thing. And so things are really just growing. The cucumber you saw during the tease, it was laying on the ground. So we kind of picked that up and trying to get it retrained to grow in through that tomato cage. Ideally you keep them off the ground, it just keeps the fruit cleaner, keeps everything just disease free, keeps the ground a lot cleaner because you can lose fruit, you can lose a lot underneath there.
Right.
The zucchini, actually we pulled off some baby zucchini this morning, and it was fantastic. You can kind of see the zucchini blossoms right now are just awesome. They're beautiful. So, and those are great if you love to saute them or stuff them. They're just fantastic. Peppers are starting to do their things. We pulled some tomatoes off this morning. You do want to start keeping an eye out for bugs and for disease. You can kind of see the pepper. We've got some mites on there.
And so even on the zucchini too, we got the
we got the powdery mildew just starting.
Yeah.
So you want to spray the powdery mildew with copper, and you want to do that before it becomes an issue. It's not too late now, so it's good to start spraying that now. And then same thing with even the zucchini that doesn't have it. They're so prone to it. I would start spraying that. And then the peppers, you want to spray that with Captain Jack's, and that'll help treat the insect issues that we're having over there. So as we're going through, and then looking at watering, with things being so dry, inside the garden, you kind of see we've got soaker hose everywhere. That's a great tool. So it's something that's really easy. You can hook it up, you can string it everywhere, you can connect a lot of it, and then honestly just set it up with a little timer. And so this is just a real simple thing. You just
30 minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And so get it set up, probably no more than 20.
Okay.
But get it set up, and then you can always adjust and play with the times depending if you see things drying out. But that just works really well, not only inside your vegetable garden, but if you've got flower beds or other beds, it's easy just to run it through. And once you set it down once, that's it.
Right.
It's set, you set the timer, and it's there for the rest of the summer, which is a beautiful thing. So some other things that you want to keep in mind about watering. So one, mulch is your friend. So if you haven't mulched yet, make sure you're putting mulch down. Not only, you can kind of see it over here, but not only does it keep weeds down, but it also really retains moisture in the ground. So it's a great way to hold moisture in the ground. And really just, it's got a lot of, especially if you use like natural hardwood or organic mulch, it's just a great way to keep moisture down. It adds organics to the soil. It does a lot. Just make sure when you're putting that down, no more than a couple inches, and then pull it away from the base of the plant. Also, if you can, so you've got a watering one there, and then this is kind of the same thing. This is a hand one. This one actually telescopes, which is really nice. So if you've got things that are really tall, it'll really help you water and reach.
I turned it
you've
on.
got hanging baskets that are way up there.
There it is. Yeah, there's a telescope.
So it works really well. And what's nice about these, they've got different settings on them now.
Sure.
So you can do a lot of different. You can clean. You can use the watering one head. But the important thing is you want to use. So there's a shower or a rain setting on here. You can kind of see the settings along there, and then you can see all the little holes inside. You just want a nice gentle shower, and then when you go to water, you want to make sure that you avoid watering the leaves. You want to water as close to the base of the plant as you can, and then hold it for about 15 seconds or so per plant. Just leave it there, just let it soak. If you've got a hanging basket and you've got water that just runs out right away, that means it's really dry. So you want to make sure that you soak that slowly. So you want to go ahead and do that. This is just a yard sprinkler, so if you for watering your grass or watering flower beds, you want to make the equivalent of about 1 inch of rain per week is about what you're shooting for.
Right.
But also take a look at your plants. If they're wilting or flagging, there's a lot of plants that tell you right away if they're running dry. That's a great thing. And then also for your yards, this is great in beds and in containers. It's called hydrotane. So it's a granular, you just put it right on top, and it actually absorbs the moisture out of the air and puts it in the soil, which is really, really cool. It can cut your watering down by 50%. So it's just a beautiful thing. It's great for water conservation, but also Northeast Ohio, we're so humid. There's a lot of water in the air, so it does a really good job of pulling that out.
And if you haven't planted your garden yet, we were talking before, you maybe have another week or two. The cutoff's usually early July. You don't want to get it in before then.
Yeah, you want to get it in by early July, but this has been in for a month, and you can already see the production. So the game's not over yet.
Right,
So you got a little bit of time. But yeah, by mid-July, I'd say if you haven't done it by then, you should probably do something else.
Fantastic.
But yeah.
All right, man. Always a pleasure, AJ.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, back to you guys.